Welcome, foolish mortals, to I Am Geek, and this is episode 280, and I'm your host. You're a live host because I'm not a ghost.
Oh,
Ryan, joined by my brother, who I think is still alive, Chris, and our good ghost pal, Katrin.
Heyo.
Welcome. How you guys doing tonight?
Spooky.
This is a very, very rare occasion for I Am Geek, and if you're listening or you're watching, mark this on your calendar that on August 17th of 2023, all three hosts of I Am Geek watched the same movie.
Wow. Cocaine Bear.
Before it came out on streaming.
Yes. Which is more difficult nowadays because it comes out so quickly, especially the Disney ones.
Yeah. So we all three got to see, not at the same time, not together.
No.
We've got to see.
We've done that once.
Yeah. Got to
we
see
saw Solo together.
I did make two dummies that I brought with me that look like each of you and sat with them.
And by make, do you mean you just took them out of your bed because that's where you keep them?
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
you made them a long time ago.
Put clothes on them and took them to the theater with me. I can only afford one additional seat, so Ryan took the seat and Katrin sat on my lap.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
As expected.
It was cozy. It was nice.
Was he a puppet?
Well, I mean, I figured he would get a little more scared.
Yes.
Doing it, so I held him close.
Hold me close, tiny Katrin.
Yeah, that's Tiny Katrin. That's what I call him. Yeah. How'd you know?
Tiny Elvis.
Tiny Katrin.
Anyways, we all three saw the Haunted Mansion movie, not the Eddie Murphy movie. We've seen that one before.
Yeah,
but
seen that.
The newest one that has a cast of characters in it.
It does.
There's the cast. Yeah. There is more than one person.
Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, Lakeith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish. Yeah. Who she is one of the stars of After Party that I mentioned the last time. Really good.
Yeah,
really fun.
She's on like everything now. She's great.
Jamie Lee Curtis, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yes, Jared. Can't forget him. Rosario Dawson, who's
Rosario Dawson. Yeah,
she's awesome.
Yeah, so it's cool. So we're going to talk about that, but first, we actually have some Haunted Mansion parks news that we can talk about before we talk in the movie, and this will be the angry part of the podcast. So if you don't want to hear the angry part, then you can fast forward to when we talk about
fast forward to when you think we're talking about the movie. So.
Yeah,
angry part.
Please don't
Hold
fast
on.
forward.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can fast forward until you see me tip my hat.
With the angry part, we need to. Their angry part.
There you go.
It's all red.
So, long ago, I forget when it was announced, but it was a while ago. It was announced that the Hatbox Ghost, who has been in the Disneyland Haunted Mansion for a little while now, I mean, not too long, but a little while, was making his way to the Walt Disney World Haunted Mansion, and we were all excited because every time I've rode that ride since Hatbox Ghost came to Disneyland, I've rode through the attic, and I went, there's where Hatbox belongs, right there. There's a perfect space for him. That is where he goes. He would be surrounded by hat boxes already because there's hat boxes around him. He would be in the scene where the husbands are getting their heads chopped off.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense. Hatbox Ghost loses his head. It goes into his hat box, surrounded by hat boxes in an attic with other pictures of men losing their heads. Makes perfect sense.
Yes.
And then they announced where he was going a couple weeks ago. Don't worry, everybody. Hatbox's ghost is coming to the Haunted Mansion. He will be in the hallway scene where you see the floating candle.
Oh, anger.
And I'm like, not only me, but everybody pretty much said online, wait, that doesn't make sense for the story. That doesn't make sense for the attraction. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
It sounded sort of lazy, which I think it is sort of lazy.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be in the hallway. Is he going to be taking the place of the candle, or is he just going to be standing there to the side? I don't know.
Well, no one was holding the candle before, so they got to put someone holding the candle.
I don't know, but I love Haunted Mansion, and one of the reasons I love Haunted Mansion is the story behind it. And most people is like, "Oh no, it's just a haunted house you get to know," but there's a story behind it, and you're not supposed to see a ghost until Madame Leota calls the spirits forth, which is after the hallway scene. And people are like, "Well, you know, Hattie," as some people call him,
Hattie.
Yeah.
Old Hattie.
Not me.
Old Hattie.
They're like, well, the Hatbox Ghost plays by his own rules and can do whatever he wants to. That's just lazy. I'm sorry.
Well,
that's lazy.
Yeah, they're gonna take that from the movie and that's their advantage right now. Is like he's more powerful than any other ghost, so he's able to materialize. But I think what it is they didn't want to go through like you're saying, they're lazy to go through the process of putting him up in the attic. There's probably some issue. I'm sure there's some issue why they couldn't put him there. It makes sense. There's room there. There's everything, but maybe there's not the right kind of power. Maybe they didn't think the lighting was going to work right, or maybe they tried
out of outlets.
But I think there's probably a reason.
I think it's a lazy. I think they're just lazy because they'd have to close down the ride probably and put him in. But this way, they could they closed down the ride for a day for something else. Basically, this way they can just put up one of their screens and be like, "Don't look over here, nothing's going on." And then they can take the screen down. They don't have to shut the ride down or anything. And I'm like, they should have already had it done. They should have done it during the summer months when nobody was going supposedly to the parks. They could have had it done by now. I don't know.
Anger.
Part of me, and I will get off my little soapbox here. Part of me would rather them just not put him in than to haphazardly just throw him in the hallway scene. And I get it. We're going to talk about the movie. He appears in the hallway of the movie, but he also appears everywhere else in the Haunted Mansion in the movie.
Anger.
I mean, I would have been happy with him in the cemetery scene. I mean, he could have been there anywhere after Madame Leota. I would have been fine with.
Yep.
But as someone who loves the lore of the attraction, to me, it just sort of like, it feels like the higher ups, whoever was in charge of making this decision, was like, whatever, just put him there. That's the easiest spot to put him. And there's nothing there but a chair and a floating candle. Just put him there.
Donald chair.
Yeah. If they get rid of the Donald chair,
they can't.
Heads will roll.
I was so excited when I figured out that it was Donald's face on there, and I was like, I thought I knew something that nobody else knew. I was like, that's Donald's face. I was so excited, and I showed my family, and they're like, oh my gosh, it is. And they never noticed it. And I mean, it didn't take us long to figure this out, but I mean, it was like, I remember the time when I noticed it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then we saw it in the movie, and I'm just like, yes, Donald's chair.
So let me tell I guess the angry part is over.
Oh, okay.
The frustrating part. And again, I should say, well, I'll just wait till I see it. But I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
Did you see what renovation they did do? Like one of the renovations they did?
Madame Leota's hair, right?
Yeah, it's like weird. The ball has more going on inside of it. Like there's more hair or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, back to anger.
Yes, anger. But also in the stretching room, the lights are brighter. That's what somebody pointed out. Like it's a brighter room for some reason.
Boo,
but it still gets dark.
Still gets dark.
Here's a little insight. I don't know if they do it at both Haunted Mansions, but if you wait around in the stretching room till everybody else leaves, the gargoyles that are in there start talking and telling you to leave.
Yeah, I remember that in Disneyland.
Yeah, I don't know if it does in Disney World or not. I'm not sure.
We tried it at Disney World when we were there this summer, and it wasn't real super busy when we were in there, so we felt like we needed to go, not hang around. So because they were just like, go, But the nice thing about that was we, usually when we're riding that ride, we stand by the umbrella and we're like, we'll be the first ones out of there. But the problem is it just gets super crowded really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wait in the room and be the last one out, then you don't have to deal with a mosh pit basically of people trying to get through there. So it's the better hack is to not be the first out of the room, but be the last out of the room. And maybe you'll hear the gargoyles. I don't know, but you're also, again, not trying to get through a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So, because that gets crazy when everybody's funneled into one single line instead of the craziness that starts,
Okay.
So, anyways.
Yeah, there you go. But
there you go. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You ride the ride.
So from the attraction to the
movie.
Yeah, I am going to Disneyland. A very quick trip, unless it gets blown away by a hurricane. Because there's one coming to California in September. So will it be the Nightmare Before Christmas by then? I don't know.
It could be closed down.
Not again.
It could be, because that could be when they switch it out in September, because October it might be. I don't know. I don't remember. But there's some point it shuts down for them to switch it from one to the other.
I missed that again, because the last time I was there, it was shut down to turn it back into the Haunted Mansion.
September kind of seems like the time they would do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I might be going to Disneyland one week, and then the next week doing a quick trip to Disney World to go to the Star Cruiser farewell
get together.
Party. Yeah, the farewell party. So that'll be a crazy couple of weeks. Which we had Mark Daniel on, Living with the Land Speeder, last week. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. He is one of the coolest cast members at Walt Disney World. Does all out of their hosting stuff. Lots of good stories. You want to check that out. Anyways, okay, Haunted Mansion time. Let's break it down frame by frame. Chris is ready. He's got the frames ready. First off,
real quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The 2023 opening date for Haunted Mansion Holiday, The Nightmare Before Christmas, has been announced. Haunted Mansion Holiday return on September 1st, 2023.
So I'll see that version of it.
So you'll see that version.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I still won't see the original. But I haven't seen that version, so
no, that version's awesome. It's great.
There we go. Well, there we go. All right. So we've all seen the movie. Did anybody else feel the opening scene was a little weird?
What was the opening scene?
So it was like panning down into a city or somewhere with, I think, Jamie Lee Curtis doing this voiceover of the Welcome Foolish Mortals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? You don't remember the opening scene?
Yeah.
To me,
not memorable.
And this is why it's memorable to me. To me, it felt like the opening of a Disney Channel Halloween movie.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about it, does it stop on an image of the Haunted Mansion and then switches to the real version or something like that?
Maybe
there's like a crossover fade from one object to another that's the same object, and it did not line up whatsoever. I just remember thinking like,
that
was a weird transition.
I felt it may have just been the audio in our theater, but we were in like a big theater with good audio. But it felt like something you would see like Halloween Town, like intro or something on Disney Channel. So it started it weird. And I was like, wait, what? Okay. And then it cut to, the movie, I guess. So I thought I'll preface this whole conversation with, I really enjoyed the movie. So this is not going to be we're going to bash the Haunted Mansion. Now, somebody may. but it won't be me. So I know one person may not have liked it as much as the other two.
Do we need to switch it to angry lighting again? What am
I don't need angry lighting.
Okay.
I don't need. Anyway, so from watching the trailers, which I don't think there were so many of them, I don't think I watched all of them. But there was a bunch of trailers. I don't think I saw all of them. But from watching the trailers, the person who ended up being basically the main focus and character of the story was not who I thought it was going to be. Is that the same for you guys?
That was yes. Yeah, the trailers focused on Rosario Dawson's character and her son.
And that's what I thought it was going to be. Pretty much that was the focus, and all these other characters were sort of the side characters.
Yeah.
That you know, comic relief and just fun. But turns out that was not true. And they pretty much told us from the beginning of the movie who is going to be focused on by the person who sort of starts the movie. And that was, I think his character's name was Ben. Was it Ben Mathias? It's Lakeith Stanfield character.
Yeah.
I think it's Ben Mathias.
It was Ben.
Yeah. So he's pretty much the main character of the whole film.
Yeah.
And there will be spoilers in this episode.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. And I thought that was very interesting, that the way they marketed it versus the way it even started.
Well, and when you think about the previous movie too, it was about the people that moved into the house.
Yeah.
So it you were kind of like, is this going to be the same movie, in some ways? But yeah, it was different. So it's good that they tricked us, right?
Yeah. And then I forget who told me. So they have the scene where he's in a bar and he meets a lady. They meet each other. And then it sort of flash forwards to him back at the bar. Sort of
sad.
Right. And he was like what was his field of work?
Something
nerd.
Some kind of scientist. And then fast forward to him like leading a ghost tour. Was it one of you two that said to me, or was it somebody else that said, "Oh, I thought he straight up killed that lady"?
Nope.
Wasn't it?
Somebody told me he killed her
because he handed her a drink, and he was like, "I thought whoever's told me, I forget who told me that, but they were like, I thought that guy just poisoned her drink."
Oh my God. Mom?
It may have been. It may have been.
Disney's really gone off the deep end here.
I was like, no. because really, until later in the movie, you don't find out what happens to her.
Right.
It's not till he sort of he lets his guard down that he reveals that his wife had died in a car accident. And I thought that was, especially coming after the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie, which was goofy and just goofy. For them to go this route, this movie surprised me because it really dealt with grief and loss. It dealt with his grief and loss, and then it dealt with basically the kids' sort of loss of a father, and Master Gracie losing his wife, even though he didn't play a really big part. You see him wandering the hallways trying to find his bride.
Rosario Dawson, not so much grief. But she might not have liked her husband.
Yeah.
She might have poisoned her husband.
She might have, yeah. Maybe she killed him.
But yeah, I love that they took that take with it. Because, if you think about the Haunted Mansion, it's dealing with grief and loss sort of at the beginning. And then when the ghosts materialize, it's sort of a party, and they're like, it's okay. We're okay. Come party
with
the
1,000.
Yeah.
Stay forever.
Yeah, pretty much. But it sort of goes through that too. So I like that they took that route, that it wasn't just a goofy, even though they had tons of references to the attraction, that there was a story behind it. And I like that they focused on this guy and they made it about him dealing with his grief and loss. And then pretty much coming to the mansion. And to skip ahead to the ending, when you find out the name of the cat, they kept coming to his door, which made it even more just like, oh. So I really enjoyed the movie. Some people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it because it went deeper than I thought it was going to go, but it did it in a good way.
Yes.
So there was him, there was Rosario Dawson and her son. So their names, I pulled it up here. Gabby and Travis.
Yep.
They inherit this house. Was that right?
She bought it.
She bought it.
She was going to turn it into a bed and breakfast.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like, because you see them go in there at the beginning and then they run out. But I
like that. So I like the twist on, because like the Eddie Murphy movie or any of these movies, people get a haunted house and like maybe one person sees something and they're like, no, it's fine, we're staying here.
Right.
And with this one, it was like the kid sees something and then she sees something and she's like, nope. And they just run out.
Like, oh, this is gonna be a short movie.
I know.
I was like, this is realistic. Like,
but then
no one would stay there for that.
Yeah, and then they use the attraction, the line from the attraction, that a ghost will follow you home, and a ghost followed them home and basically said, "You can't. I'm going to be with you unless you go back." So they had to come back because the ghosts were following them home. So I thought that was a very good twist that they added that in from the attraction and twisted it around a little bit to make it fit with the movie. But you got those two, so they're stuck there pretty much.
Although the one little hiccup with that for me was the kid would still go to school, and I'm like, did a ghost go to school with him?
Oh yeah,
but they didn't, like, the nothing was ever said about that or anything. It's just like, well, I guess the really nice ghost.
Well, it was his dad, right?
Studious ghost.
He kept saying, or he said that one time he was out there talking to his dad or something, and it's like maybe that's who went with him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was probably. I think it was there was that one lamb ghost in the movie, and it probably followed him to school one day.
Its fleece.
Good night, everybody.
What?
Its fleece was blue as ghost.
Why does snow?
But it was a ghost. It was blue.
Got into the downing.
Blue.
It was.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. Yeah. So I like that take, and they continued on with when Ben came, because basically he was talked into coming from Owen Wilson's character.
Yeah.
Father Kent. Father Kent.
Yes. Yes. Because Ben had created a lens for a camera that could see like the ghosts.
He Luigi Mansioned it up.
Yeah. So that's why he was just doing tours and everything, because he got laughed out of his field.
Yeah.
But
then he even said on the tour, he's like, "There's no ghosts. I've never seen a ghost. I don't believe in them, even though I made this ghost finding machine." But he never found anything, I guess.
Well, I thought it was weird that he just made up the noises for the camera. Like he didn't actually try to use it. Like,
the battery was dead.
He left the battery back at his house. And he didn't want to go all the way back to get the battery, so he's like, "Well, I'll just pretend."
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And they were just like,
I'm just like, are they buying that he's taking a picture?
Right.
It's clearly coming from his mouth.
Yeah, it's a weird camera.
Yeah, I thought that was funny because he was just basically too lazy to go back and get the battery.
Well, yeah, because he didn't think he'd find anything.
Yeah. But she warns him when she gets there, or when he gets there. Are you sure you want to come in the house?
Once you're in here, you can.
Yeah, which is funny. Like, why didn't she tell him? Listen.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would have believed. I don't think he would have believed it.
Most people would, they would warn somebody about that, right? They wouldn't be like, "Well, it's your funeral." Like, How was he supposed to know that somebody might fall in him? She could have at least tried to warn.
Yeah, and maybe she thought he was a believer at that point, so he wasn't going to be doubting, the whole time. And maybe, I don't know, what did she think he was going to do once they saw the ghost too? That's the other part of it. I guess that's why
That was
Wilson
Father
there.
Kent's
Yeah.
job. He finds a ghost, and then he was supposed to exorcise the
ghost.
But that didn't happen because he wasn't a real father.
What?
He had no children?
He had no children.
He had no children. So, but yeah, I thought the whole opening was great. I liked it, how they set everything up. I liked that we would get flashbacks of Jamie Lee Curtis's Madame Leota's character.
Danny DeVito was Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yep. And he was a professor, right?
He was like a historian, like
a historian. So that's why they brought him in.
I liked that when they first went to see him, and he's like, "Oh, I love to come, and it's perfect because the week after I'm getting my heart surgery."
Yeah,
it's like you cannot come.
Yeah,
you cannot come.
And then he came.
Yeah, I just love that he just showed up. That was great.
Yeah, and then later in the movie, we're going to skip around. We're not going to go frame by frame. Did you think he died?
I thought he did. Like when he was having a heart attack, I thought he was gone.
I did too, because I was like, oh, they're going dark. Like they're going really dark because they just killed Danny DeVito in the middle of this movie.
I thought he was going to become a ghost and then help them from the other side, basically.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he just got possessed.
Yeah,
he got so close to death, he was possessed.
Yeah, I thought he died. The possession stuff was cool though, how they did it, like, especially in the seance when Ben got possessed. That was pretty cool. They did that.
Yeah,
they had pretty much, like, if you see it in the Haunted Mansion, you see it in this movie, right? Pretty much everything.
Yeah, even like when you first see the house, it's the same angle as the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland. Which is the same when they go to another Haunted Mansion, or mansion, which to me was a little weird, but we'll get into that. But yeah, the other mansion was designed after the Disney World one, and that was at the same angle as that one.
That was cool. I'm glad they had both mansions in there.
Yeah.
Once I realized that, I was fine with it. But plot wise, it was a little weird to me that like there was two mansions. That the other one was the original Hatbox Ghost Mansion, and even Danny DeVito talked about the Haunted Mansion, the main one, like no one knows who built it. It just appeared one day or whatever. And I was just like, oh well, that kind of like, they could really get into that with like maybe the Hatbox Ghost. When he was a person built it or something or whatever. Or that was his home mansion. No, none of that. It was just like, he was from another mansion and he just kind of happened over to this one.
Yeah.
And so they had to travel to the other one. That was a little weird for me. It kind of like, it felt like they could have just contained that to the one mansion.
Yeah. But I like seeing the other mansion.
But once I found that out, I was like, okay, well, it was kind of cool to see the other one then.
And then it had they were doing tours in there, and that's where is that where the Small World thing is?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they go back in to look for the hat, basically when they're going to get the hat, they go by this room and they're playing the core or the verse of "It's a Small World" before you get to the chorus, so it's not as recognizable unless you just have been ingrained with the song. But and the guy in the middle of it, the guy's like, "Nobody sing along," because it's the song that everybody gets stuck in their head. So I thought that was cool.
That was you, David. That was that guy from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, then Winona Ryder was there.
Yeah, randomly.
And she had a line that about her cane.
Was it someone asked if that was his original cane, And she said no.
Well, everything.
No, she shouldn't just say no. Well, in my theater, at least, she did.
Oh, I don't remember.
She said something along the lines, "No, that's for my personal pleasure or use," or something like that.
I don't know.
And I was like, what? It was some weird. She said some weird line that made me be like, what kind of weird innuendo? I can't even say it.
Innuendo
going on here.
Apparently, I don't know. I read an article or saw an article that or video, I forget what it was. That she didn't know she was filming for the Haunted Mansion.
No.
She was just like invited by the director to come to this one location for something. She had no clue, and I think she might have thought it was something to do with Beetlejuice. And she showed up. And
See,
like,
that line,
oh yeah, you're gonna be in Haunted Mansion.
That line would make sense in Beetlejuice.
Well, maybe that's the connection for two different parks.
So it's. I'm a big Supernatural fan, so it's probably the Supernatural fan coming out of me. Wouldn't it have, because they went underneath the house, right, and they found the hat that was on the skull,
and the
wouldn't it have made more sense to get the skull?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I thought that's what they were going for, because it was all about like they never found his head.
Yeah, well, there it
is.
is.
Like, well, they're going for the head. Okay, all right,
yeah,
they're going for the head, and then he just gets the hat. I'm just like, why didn't you take the head? Like,
I mean, I don't want to touch a skull, but yeah.
Yeah, that was weird to me too. Yeah, like we were both me and my wife. We saw the drive-in, so we would like talk back and forth as the movie was going on. We're just like, why didn't they get the head?
I know. I was like, because they like shoved it aside, and it's like, just take the hat, got the hat. And I'm like, wait. Have you never seen Supernatural? Because you just need to salt that thing, light it on fire, burn it. You're good to go. You're done. That's it. I mean, burn the hat too if you want to.
Yeah.
The skull's sort of the most important part because it was actually him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Could have solved that. That movie could have been over way faster.
Yeah. I did like all the tombstones underneath.
Yeah.
That was
cool. Matched the ride, which was another thing for me. It was like, okay, all the people that are dead are there, but are there ghosts? Are those ghosts at the other mansion? Or those?
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
No, those are other ghosts. There's just multiple ghosts.
There's just dead people.
Just like there's ghosts in Disney World, and there's ghosts in Disneyland. There's ghosts in Paris. And
those are a little snobby though. Those ghosts.
Yeah.
Like, we do not want you here. You must leave. We don't want you staying here. There's no room. Stupid American.
We already have our 1,000.
I only see like 15. There is 1,000.
Let's talk about some of the favorite Easter eggs. Katrin, what was some of your favorite Easter eggs from the movie?
Well, the Small World one was one of my favorites. Then seeing the Donald chair. And then one that I happened to be reading about it later, but I thought that was pretty cool, was the carriage with the horse running towards the beginning of the movie. I believe is supposed to be like the horse that's out, the carriage that's out in front of the Disney World mansion. I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's more, but I won't let you all pick some of those too.
there's so many.
There's so many.
I mean, it was like, it was just, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that's in the Haunted Mansion that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, the stairs were there with all the turned around.
Yeah,
weird.
I liked all the pictures on the walls.
Yes,
like, there were flashes of light, and there was the tiger lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the background of one of them. That was awesome.
Cool. Yeah. The stretching room, of course.
Yeah, I thought I thought the way they did the stretching room was amazing.
Yes. Yeah, that was nice. I like that.
That was cool. I didn't realize what they were doing with it until I was reading about it. I was like, oh, that's why there was an alligator there. I didn't make the connection, and maybe I did, and I just forgot. But I was reading about it later, and I was like, oh, that's why it's sand. It was quicksand, and that, and all that. I was like, oh my gosh. And then it was, they almost blew up, but it got put out by the water or sand or something. I don't remember, but that was really cool.
Yeah, and of course the Doom buggy.
Yes, the chair.
The chair even moved, kind of like the ride.
Yeah, my son yelled out. He's like, "That's the Doom buggy." I was like, "It is! Oh my gosh, that's awesome! I didn't even realize."
Yeah, there's just so much.
Yes.
I loved seeing the ghost all gathered in the hallway coming after one of the characters.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson. Yeah. And it was like the Mummy and the Bride, and like all the ones from the ride and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
Can you turn around?
You're not scared. Oh, maybe you're scared.
You're pretty scared. Can you turn around while I'm talking?
Why'd you turn around while I talk here?
The one that was really cheesy though was the hitchhiking ones. They're like, "Hey, can we get a ride?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh, womp womp,"
Yeah,
because they made them exactly like.
Yeah, they made them look a little too much like them.
Yeah.
They could have pulled back a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, they're iconic. They're iconic.
Yeah, it's just the big. I think the nose. The nose, I think, did it.
Some people got big noses,
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But yeah, I like that they did the fisherman from the captain.
Yeah,
that's taken directly from even concept stuff, because one of the original concepts was that he was going to be the main character for the Haunted Mansion. So they took all kinds of stuff. They took concept stuff. They took stuff directly from the ride attraction. This is an amazing job. And somehow they took all that goofy stuff that's the attraction that we love, and they made it into a serious movie that dealt with loss and grief.
And
I thought they did
Danny DeVito.
With Danny DeVito having somewhat of a heart attack, and we thought he was dead.
Yeah, I did like the when they go to trying to get a sketch of the Hatbox Ghost done.
Yes.
Describing it to the police sketch artist. He's just like really sunken in, just like holes.
Yeah.
He drew it like, that's perfect. Like, really? You just did that right now?
And then they're like, and how can you put skin on him? Yeah, I thought I had a great time with the movie. And that's what I like about. That's the kind of movies I like. But you can just go in and have a fun time. There wasn't any stuff behind it. No political stuff. No agenda. It was just fun times, but also dealing with grief and loss. So I liked it. I thought they did a good job. It deserved a bigger audience in the theater, I thought.
It did. Unfortunately, with Disney movies anymore, I think people are just kind of like, I'll just watch it when it comes to Disney Plus.
Do you think it would have done better if it was released in October?
Probably. I would say, yeah, if it was closer to Halloween, I think it would have done better.
Yeah.
Because
because that's when you want to see ghost movies, right?
Yeah. It's a weird time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been other horror movies.
Summer. Yeah.
There's been other horror movies.
Blockbuster.
It was just
I think
weird time. The movies.
I mean, Hocus Pocus. You think they would have learned from that, because that didn't come out around Halloween. I think when that came out, it was more in summer or something, wasn't it? Original Hocus Pocus. I don't think it came out during Halloween, and it didn't do well.
There's been some movies that came out in summertime or springtime that were Halloween-y type movies that did well, but I think when you think of Haunted Mansion,
especially because this is, I mean, it's not really like an adult movie. Like I would think a horror movie and stuff like that works for summer, like if screening and stuff like that during different times of year.
Yeah.
I think works. This one, it's more. I would think more kids would want to go see this if it was closer to Halloween.
Yeah, I
think they would get their parents to take them.
Yeah. Oh well.
It probably had to compete though with Barbie, right?
Yes,
and Oppenheimer.
There's a lot of movies
Indiana
that
Jones
came out.
that were and it's kind of a niche movie though too. If you know that going into it, it's going to be more about this ride at Disney World, and there's a lot of us that enjoy going to Disney World, and we're excited about going to see this movie. But there's also this probably very large population that's like, that's for kids, and that's Disney World, and I'm against Disney World. I'm not going there, and it's not going to be. It's going to be about the ride, and I'm not going to like it. There could have been that group of people, or they're just going to wait for it because again, there's so many movies. Why don't I just wait for this one? It's not Oppenheimer. It's not Indiana Jones.
It's not the Meg 2.
Yeah, it's not the Meg 2. So it could have been, and it probably was, that it just bad timing and it's not a blockbuster.
Yeah, I would say it had some heavy competition.
Yeah,
and because these past couple months, it's been like movie after movie of like coming out, and people are kind of like weighing in, like, well, I want to see this, but I want to see this, so maybe I'll wait on this one.
Right. It's expensive to go, so
yeah.
Unless you're a diehard Disney fan, you're probably not going to go see it in the movie theater. You're going to wait till it comes on streaming or see what everybody else
to put it in Halloween time when people would be like,
right,
see Haunted. Well, like, oh, Haunted. Yeah. Oh, it's Halloween time. That sounds fun. Let's go see something that's
You're
haunted.
in the mood to see something haunted.
Yeah.
So, no, totally. Yeah. It could have done better.
I mean, it could be on Disney Plus by October. So.
It'll be, probably. I bet pretty soon.
So there's that. But I enjoyed the movie. Overall, did you guys enjoy the movie? Because I know, Katrin, you sort of had I don't know.
I liked it. I told Ryan, I said, I haven't decided yet. And I really would like to see it again to see what I feel about it. The thing that turned me off the most was the main character. I didn't care for the guy that played Ben, like the way he spoke and the way he portrayed himself. It was just like, I don't know. There was just something about the way he talked. It just didn't seem authentic or genuine. So it just, I didn't like it. So it threw me off. I liked to see all the things from the ride. And if Owen Wilson wasn't in it, it wouldn't have been funny at all to me or enjoyable in some ways. But it's, he made the movie for me, I guess. But then it's like it could have been a little bit too silly. It was right on the edge of it. But I enjoyed it. I just wouldn't say it was one of my favorites of the year, but I enjoyed it.
Do we need to go angry lights again?
I mean, I can if you want me to. I'll do my angry lights. Here, I'll do angry.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Chris, what color of lights would you like to have?
Let's see. Well, I thought it was.
Oh, good.
Oh, green is good.
Is that green or yellow?
A little bit. There's green.
There's green.
It's good. Green for go.
Hulk smash.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. It was I didn't really have any complaints about it. The only plot thing wise for me was the two mansions. I think they could have combined it. Even though like they did that to show the two, I feel like we'll maybe just save the other one for a sequel if it gets a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was a fun popcorn movie. But at the same time, like we went to the drive-in, so it was cheaper. I don't know if I want to go to like the regular theater to pay more for it.
I liked it. I went to the AMC Dolby Cinema like pre-release movie thing. Mm-hmm. So it came out a day before everybody else could see it. And I got a cool pen.
Nice.
It was a cool pen, but the screen was way bigger than I thought it was going to be, and we were sitting a little too close. I didn't sit like on the front
did it
row.
open up or something? Did the screen open up to be bigger? when the
No,
movie started?
it was just a big screen, but it was like you already you get your seats beforehand.
Yeah.
You pre-select.
Oh, okay.
You reserve
Okay,
your
gotcha.
seats.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
not like you could go in and switch seats. It's like these are your seats.
Mhm.
These are the ones reserved.
Like that.
And it wasn't the front row. It was like the next section up. But even the next section up, I'm like, oh, we should have sat like further back because it was a huge screen. But I liked it on the big screen. I liked it. Yeah, the only thing, I mean, I loved I had a good time. I enjoyed the movie. I liked it a lot. I want to watch it again. The only thing to me was that opening scene I thought was a little weird. I thought it was like, is this going to be like a Disney Channel movie? And that's why it's got the press has been sort of bad for it. Like, is this Halloween Town like part 6 or whatever they're at now? That was the only thing. It was the opening scene. But then once that got through, I was like, oh, okay. And then it surprised me because from the trailers, I thought it was going to be a completely different story. So the story surprised me. Seeing everything, I wouldn't say seeing everything from the attraction surprised me, but it was a surprise because you would be like, oh, there's that from the ride. And I know that, and I know that, and I know that. And so yeah, I liked it. I liked it all. I thought it had its funny moments, like you said, with Danny DeVito and Owen Wilson. I thought they did a great job. I liked Tiffany's character, Harriet. I liked her character.
So one of the things I thought was kind of a maybe an Easter egg, and maybe not. I don't know, but she kept mentioning we need to light some vanilla candles.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why vanilla candles? But I was like, but that's what those candles that you can buy that smell like the rides. That's what the Haunted Mansion one smells like, is French vanilla. So I was like, well, maybe that's a callback to that, because that's what it smells like on the ride, and it was just kind of funny because she said it 2 or 3 times, like, I'll light some French vanilla candles. It's like, why are you specifying it if it doesn't mean something? So it was just funny. But
I thought, one little thing, Easter egg we didn't mention, the dueling ghosts.
That was
I
cool.
love that when they were walking down the hallway and she was like, when we walk down here, I feel like something in my sides.
Yes,
that
was awesome. Yeah.
And it turned out to be the dueling ghosts.
Yeah.
And she was getting shot.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I liked it. What did you think about, we didn't talk about the ending. What did you think about the ending where they all come back, the ghosts all decide to stay, and it's just a big swinging party at the end
I liked that. I mean, they didn't want to move on. They'd been there so long. It was a horrible experience. And now they get to have a good time.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's like the ride, right? That's what you look forward to in the ride at the end of it, seeing the big party, and it's like, okay, well, this is what I expect it to be. If they all went away and it was all happy, it's like, oh,
yeah,
ride's over.
Just a house now.
Just a house.
Yeah, so, which I'm pretty sure they won't do a sequel, but it does lend itself. They're like, okay, well, they're all still there, so there could be a sequel if they wanted to.
Did Master Gracie find his bride at the end? I don't remember.
No, I think she had moved on.
Okay, well, I didn't know if he saw her and then he moved on with her, or
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, he didn't move on. He's still wandering the hallways. It's a sequel right there.
Yeah.
I would be up for a sequel.
Hollow. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a sequel.
Yeah, I'd go for a sequel. With the days we're living in now, we probably won't get a sequel.
No, not right now.
Everything.
No one to write it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. All right, so.
Well, here's a question though. Do you think that this will open it up for? Are there any other rides that you might make into a movie? Are there other rides that have a story that you can make into a movie?
Yes. I want a big fan. I want a big.
Yes.
I want a Big Thunder. Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be
cool.
I don't know how. Good. Oh gosh, I don't know exactly what the plot would be for the Big Thunder, because it would be like a mining town. I don't know if it would be set in the past, so it'd be a period piece, or
I think it'd have to be a period piece,
or if somehow they brought it into the present.
with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson.
It would be, yeah, it would be more enjoyable as a period movie and not a modern movie because it's about the wildest ride in the wilderness. You think of prospecting and all of that. So I think that would be cool. I mean, as to Chris's point, a lot of these rides are from movies.
Yeah.
I guess what I meant was that was there a ride that's not from a movie?
And the Hall of Presidents.
Yeah, no, we live that. But yeah, the Big Thunder Mountain's a good one. I mean, Space Mountain could be an interesting one. I don't know, but
any of the mountains.
Yeah, well, Tiana's is going to be from it.
Country Bear Jamboree.
That was a movie already.
Yeah, I know. Do it again.
The shooting gallery beside.
I don't think there's any other. I don't think. Is there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Small World's not
Room. The Chanatiki Room. There you go.
The Small World could be interesting. It could be a horror movie.
Right? That would be a horror movie. That'd be Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh man. All right, cool. Well, I don't think we've missed anything of the movie. I think we've talked about pretty much everything, all the plot points, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the characters. I liked the story, the plot. I liked all the Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I heard there might be some Funko Pops coming out for the movie version of it, which I don't know.
Are Funko Pops still as popular as they used to be?
I don't think they are, but
yeah, this is a little decline.
I have not bought a Funko Pop in a long time, but I was in Walmart the other day and I saw possibly the greatest Funko Pop player. You finish up.
Was it a Barbie one?
I'm gonna grab it. No. Way better. You talk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be interesting to see what happened at Comic-Cons if they did get rid of Funko. If Funko Pops became not as popular, I think it'll take a long time for them not to be popular. But
they bought a company called Mondo, which did a lot of cool toys and stuff like that.
Sure,
and apparently that went into decline once they bought it. It seems like it's not as popular.
It's not something I venture, which I've never been a big fan of them, and I have a few, but it's still not something I'm like, I gotta have more of these because they're not cheap anymore.
Yeah, they used to be cheap.
The problem.
They used to be cheap. Now they're like,
well, and they make so many different variations of them too, and you're just like, oh, I just can't.
If they did make more Haunted Mansion ones from the ride, I may get them to fill out my. But that probably. I like the Disney ride ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't bought any in a while, or haven't anybody given me one in a while. But I saw this one. This is not Haunted Mansion. So Haunted Mansion was good. We loved it. Yay. Moving on to close the show with this. I'm not going to unbox it, but.
Oh, this is one he's keeping in the box.
No, I mean, I'm not going to take it out of the box. I'm not doing an unboxing. Anyways. All right. Oh, I did get some for the kids. I got little. You ever heard of Adorables?
Oh,
they had a clearance Haunted Mansion one, and it was all the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, that's
figures.
cool.
So we're gonna decorate for Halloween with my mansion back here. Anyways, okay, check this out.
Oh yeah, Max Rebo. I did see that one.
Max Rebo with his instrument sitting in it.
Yes.
I was like, a Walmart exclusive for some reason.
I mean, he's blue.
But if you're watching on YouTube, there it is. But I was like, that is freaking
pretty
cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was a price. And I thought, because they had that sticker, I was like, oh, it's going to be expensive. So I took it up front or to the check it. I was like, can you just check the price on this? It was the same price as all their other ones. So I was like, oh, you're coming home with me. Nice. I don't know if I take that one out or leave it in the box. I don't know. I don't think it matters. The thing about Funko Pops is pretty much you could take it out of the box and put it back in the box and nobody would know.
Yeah.
Because there's no tape.
Right. There's nothing to the box that when you take it out, it's destroyed. Like with some action figures, you kind of destroy the package when you take them out. You know,
that was my feeling with my tiny Catron. I wasn't sure if I wanted to take him out of the box or not, but I feel like I could get him back in the box if I need to.
Tiny Catrons are to play with, so you got to take them out of the
box. Oh my!
That's the name of this episode.
No.
Tiny Catrons are to play with.
Yikes! Tiny Catron goes to Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So I think we're good. That has been our sort of wrap up, our review of the Haunted Mansion, a movie again that we all saw in the theaters.
Yes.
Who knows when that will happen again? Did you see Indiana Jones, Catron?
Yes. Yeah, we all saw that one too.
Oh, maybe next time. Next time on iamGEEK, maybe we'll do a little Dial of Destiny, since we all saw that one too. Ooh. Next week will be our off week, and we'll be with Living with the Landspeeder with a special guest, Terry Weaver. Hopefully it all works out. Where we'll at this point we'll be doing Dumbo / Storybook Circus area. Because we figured, hey, Dumbo, I mean, that's going to be short. Like, and we Star Wars you were going around a circle. So we're going to do sort of like the whole...
Riding Max and Rebo around.
Yeah.
Spoiler!
Yes. Oh, now ideas are turning.
I figured it was like one of the tauntauns or whatever that's just like laying and you're crawling into its stomach and you're riding that around.
Oh, see, we got to stop.
That's mine. I'm not there, so just throw that one out there for me.
You can be in my place.
So that will be next week on Living with the Landspeeder, and then we'll be back here the next week with maybe Dial of Destiny. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
everything could change by then. Who knows?
Ahsoka might be out by then. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's true. It will be out, won't it?
Yep. So next week, maybe.
Yeah. I remember, if you like Savi's Workshop lightsabers and you like kyber crystals, check out iamGEEKshop on Etsy. All one word, iamGEEKshop. Google it; it'll pop up, and there are kyber crystals, many different kinds. Varieties. Some that look like cocktails from Oga's Cantina. There's new ones coming out. There's Indiana Jones ones that are very limited supply of those left, and they'll be gone. Check those out. iamGEEKshop on Etsy for all your kyber crystal needs. And we'll see you next time on iamGEEK. This has been episode 280, and we'll be back next time with something new, something fun, and of course, something geeky.
Bye-bye.